Today, let's talk all about podcasting in the middle of a pandemic. It's kind of a weird topic to be talking about, but I think it's going to be an important one for you as a podcaster because it's going to be the one that is going to help you come out better on the other side. How's it going, guys? My name is Shannon, radio broadcaster, podcaster, and a podcast producer. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're just discovering this video for the very first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you're watching on YouTube, and hit that notification bell. That will notify you whenever I do drop a brand new video. But I also want to talk to you, the subscriber of this channel already, and those of you who did subscribe to my channel in the past, or maybe in the last 30 days or 60 days, and you have seen one of my videos and it has helped you start developing your podcast, and you haven't seen anything else come out over the past, say, 9 months, 8 months. Well, I'll say this. The last 8 or 9 months, my life changed. In fact, all of 2019 had changed. And just to give you a brief summary of 2019, it was probably one of the most challenging years of my life. There was something that happened between January and December, all the way to the very, very end. And it was relentless. And I think that it was the best time for me to really grow as a human being personally. And it has prepared me for this very moment as we go through the coronavirus crisis that we are going through right now. And I want to be able to be that voice for you, for the podcaster, the content creator, to tell you that right now is the perfect time for you to be creating content that is going to make a larger impact with your audience. I want to share with you today the opportunities that you have as a podcaster to come out better on the other side. Because as we go into this, and we have just started this whole quarantine act and staying home and encouraging other people to stay home, we are now given this opportunity to develop and build and grow on our own so that we can come out on the other side as better human beings. This is the whole point of becoming a better podcaster. This is the whole point of being a podcaster, is to make an impact on other people's lives and to make an impact on yourself. So let's talk today about the 3 opportunities that you have as a podcaster that will help you become better. Okay. So opportunity number 1 is going to be that you are going to be able to hone your craft of presenting. This means maybe you have poor microphone technique. Maybe you don't know how to use the microphone. Maybe you're using the microphone wrong. Maybe it's more about how you develop your notes and how you are structuring your show. But maybe this is more about you becoming, I don't know, maybe less stuffy. Maybe it's you becoming a little more informal in the delivery of your podcast. There's a lot of podcasters that I see out there that are very stuffy, and they get on the microphone and they read directly from a script, and it's got to be perfect every single time. But things aren't always perfect. And as fast as things have changed during this pandemic, you have to be equally as fast to adjust and pivot within your presentation skills. And maybe this is that opportunity for you to become more informal and maybe more personable, and really try to connect with your audience by asking them what they want, or maybe telling a brief account or a story of what you have gone through while you're dealing with the pandemic, while you're dealing with quarantine, while you're dealing with something that is a challenge maybe within your own home, because we're all home. I mean, most of us are home at this point. We're either working from home, or maybe we've lost our job, or maybe, we're all home at this point, and we're all looking for the answers. And you as the podcaster maybe can really tap into that by becoming a little more informal and reaching out to them. As you have seen in my videos, this is something that I really pride myself on. I try to connect with you, the viewer, viewer or listener, to really kind of be a part of my universe, to know that I am speaking directly to you, that I'm telling you, this is what I feel you should be doing. These are the answers that I have found that will help make your journey a little bit easier as a podcaster. So can you do that as a podcaster and a content creator for your own audience? Can you share those personal accounts with those people? I encourage you to step out of your normal comfort zone and step into a new comfort zone or discomfort zone so that you can develop and grow in that area, because we always have room to become better. Opportunity number 2 here is that you now have the opportunity to grow and build your audience. This was no excuse before the pandemic, and it's no excuse now, but now you have a better opportunity to really grow and build your audience right now. It's kind of the reason why I am now starting to do these videos again, because I want to be able to help more people. I know that there's going to be more people online, and there's going to be more people who are going to be looking for the answers of how to create or build a podcast. I mean, if you don't know, I have on this particular channel, all you have to do is click on my little avatar on the video, and you can see that I have playlists that will teach you how to build a podcast. But the thing is, for you as a podcaster, as a content creator, is that you're not just trying to get the subscription on Apple Podcasts. You're not trying to get them to, hit subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Sure, yeah, you want them to do that. But your opportunity to grow and build is going to be really based in getting them off of the platform and onto an email list. I have been preaching this for years. In my early days when I was teaching people how to use Google Plus, I was talking about this, and it's still something that proves to be tried and true. It works, right? I want to give you an example of this. Think back to this last week and think about how many emails you got from companies that emailed you all about COVID-19. They all said COVID-19. In fact, it almost got annoying, right? That's the reason why I didn't email in my list. In fact, I haven't emailed my list in quite some time. And the whole reason that I didn't email my list is because, there's probably going to be some people who are going to unsubscribe, but I didn't want to overwhelm them because there was too much information coming out about COVID-19. But when we think about those companies that have reached out, they are still maintaining that communication with their audience to let them know what they are there for. They are there to serve the customer. And at the end of the day, you as a podcaster, to get someone off of your podcast and onto an email list, they will now become a customer for life. That's what you want. If something cataclysmic happened, Facebook went away, Twitter went away, YouTube, all the social networks went away, but people were still stuck to an email list, you will still be able to connect with them and tell them, this is how you can now reach out to me. Maybe there's a whole new podcasting platform where they can consume. So it's now your opportunity to learn and grow and build your audience off of the content that you're creating with your podcast and pushing them onto an email list. If you don't know how to use an email list, I tell you this right now, man. If you go and you use MailChimp, you use Aweber, if you use Constant Contact, they all have tutorials on their website of how to use their services. The philosophy behind that's a little bit different. I teach more of that in my paid trainings with my training Design a Podcast. I show them how to get people on an email list. But even still, you can get people on an email list to maintain communication with them. That's going to be the most important thing for you. Share great content on your podcast, but get them on an email list so you can continue that conversation with them. The last opportunity that you have is that you want to be able to give value in the area of teaching. We are now shifting into this area where we are now going to be sharing more of our ideas. We're going to be sharing more of our hacks. We're going to be sharing more of ourselves to our audience because people are staying home. If people are trying to figure out how to handle the quarantine life, right? And what are you doing? What solutions can you help create for the listener so that they can have a better life? This has always been the objective from the very beginning as a podcaster. Most podcasters who reach out to me, they say, well, I want to do a news podcast and I want to do a podcast that talks about the current events. At the end of the day, you're still going to be teaching someone something, all right? You can report the news all you want all day long. But at the end of the day, in order to get that connection, you want to teach people something that will help make their lives better. Think about when you listen to a Joe Rogan podcast. In fact, let's go back and refer back to that Joe Rogan podcast where there was that guy who was, I don't know if he worked for the World Health Organization, but he was a scientist and he was the one that was talking about infectious diseases. If you've not seen that video, I'm going to go ahead and leave a link for that up here, or I'll leave a link down in the description below. And you'll see that that podcast was nothing but information, very timely information, and it taught someone something about an unknown virus. But what can you do as a podcaster? Maybe your podcast is about storytelling and writing books. Maybe your podcast is all about teaching people how to write a story by hand, or maybe how to structure a story in a Google Doc. What can you do to make someone else's life better? And how can that tip build more trust for you so you can have a listener for life? As podcasters, we all have an oath. In fact, as a broadcaster, I have an oath. It's an unwritten oath that I would promise to deliver the best content and to deliver the most timely and most informative content period. And that's what I think you as a podcaster should be doing as well. Be informative, be helpful, and make sure you're giving the best information to where you're helping people achieve their dreams and their goals, to where they are either not feeling like they're losing their mind in quarantine life, or maybe they're learning how to cook for their very first time. What can you solve for them? If we go back to step number one, or opportunity number one, what can you do to not only become a better presenter, but how can you present something a little more clear for them so that they can find that answer? Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And please do me a favor, subscribe, hit that subscribe button down below if you're watching on YouTube, and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when these videos are showing up on YouTube. And tell me this, what opportunities do you think that podcasters have right now that they can take advantage of that will make them a better podcaster? I'd be really interested in hearing what you have to say about that. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think. In the meantime, I'll see you on the next video. Let's try to make this maybe another weekly thing now that I have more time to sit at home and be in the quarantine life. You guys take care.